everyone. The tiny tugboat stands no chance as the giant ship pushes it aside, leaving the smaller vessel helplessly enduring the shove. The yacht was trying to dock on the Scheldt River, but the captain was blinded by the low sun and couldn't avoid the oncoming vessel. This car seems unsure whether it wants to park, dive, or hitch a ride, so it tries all three at once. A routine day turns into disaster. It begins as a calm morning on the river in Hau Giang, Vietnam, where a barge loaded with thousands of pounds of bricks rests quietly near the shore. But peace never lasts on the water. Suddenly, a speeding vessel races past, kicking up a massive wake. The barge tilts, rocks violently, and then game over. The sheer weight of the bricks drags it under within seconds. What began as an ordinary job becomes a full-blown catastrophe. A harsh reminder that on the water, stability isn't just important, it's everything. Another incident tied to safety regulations as an overloaded boat ultimately met its demise. When the sea takes back, there's no stopping it. Some ships are built to last, but the ocean always has the final word. This massive cargo vessel, a floating giant, suddenly finds itself in a battle it cannot win. Cracks appear, the metal groans under pressure, and then snap, the ship splits clean in half, swallowed by the unforgiving sea. The walking bridge from the port city of Guayaquil to Santi Island in southwest Ecuador works as a drawbridge, raised just enough for boats to pass. But on that day, the current was simply too strong to stop the boat from slamming straight into it. Several clips have surfaced on domestic transport forums in Vietnam, showing moments where careless navigation by certain captains led to completely unnecessary collisions. Out on the vast ocean, these two boats somehow ended up crossing paths. Who do you think was at fault here? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The ship's captain made a small mistake that led to a much bigger problem, ultimately crashing into a seaport in Indonesia. Even the most experienced workers can make mistakes sometimes. That's why staying cautious around massive ships is absolutely essential. Although this scene looks eerie, no one was hurt. Well, no one except the nearly $16 million structure that took the full hit. This happened in August 2016. In an attempt to keep Hidden Bay, Alaska for themselves, the Cabana family intentionally rammed the FV Temptation. Sadly, this condemnable act was never properly punished. The trawler Goldberg, formerly known as the Russian vessel Anatoly Guganov, sank in the Norwegian Sea in 2013, an event that unexpectedly drew flocks of birds to the scene. What really surprises me is how calm these ladies are. It's as if watching a 270-ton super yacht smash into the dock is just part of their daily routine. Or maybe the wine is starting to work its magic. Trucks getting stuck under overpasses isn't all that uncommon. But what if a similar situation happened to a 370-foot vessel? This is exactly what happened with the cargo ship Sea Grand in South Korea. The video shows the vessel sailing directly toward a highway bridge and becoming wedged between its supports. Just imagine what the drivers on that bridge must have felt in that moment. Talk about an awkward encounter between colleagues in Cozumel, Mexico. The cruise liner Carnival Glory accidentally struck another ship. Fortunately, the collision caused no serious damage, and both vessels were able to continue their journeys without major issues. This ship approaches the dock like a giant forgetting to hit the brakes, giving the shoreline an unrequested good morning hug.
You like your fucking clowns? Jesus Christ, eh?
Picture a cargo ship nearly the length of 2 city blocks, hauling 150,000 tons of freight. You'd think nothing could bring it down, yet to everyone's shock, it ran aground off the coast of South Africa and split in half like a giant tin can. Fortunately, all 23 crew members were safely rescued and airlifted by helicopter. Docking in this Italian port to wait out the storm turned out to be both a good and a bad decision. The shelter offered safety, but the rough conditions still brought unexpected trouble. Cameramen never seem to die, of course, but still, if I were him, I definitely wouldn't be standing that close to those super tense cables snapping apart.
The luxury yacht went down in a blazing inferno.
This is one of the many ports along the Amazon River in Brazil. A mishap during container handling sent several of them plunging into the water, and people spent the entire next day fishing them back out. After days of heavy rain in Thailand, the river's current grew too strong, and the cable ferry simply couldn't withstand the force.